Hey, this is Tim Reha here with Demo. We're live with Mitch Thrower, Demo alumni, teleporting in from sunny San Diego. Hi.
Tim, how are you?
Good, good. So I see you're on the roof deck there. You got a pretty cool operation down in San Diego. Nice day out, huh?
It's a gorgeous day, 60, 68 degrees or so at the Bump headquarters.
So, everybody, you might hear a little bit of background because we are live in two locations. I'm up in Seattle. Mitch is down in San Diego. Yeah, now you've had quite a big day today, but we wanted to call up and reach out to some demo alumni and catch up with you, on a couple different points. Kind of hear what you've been up to, some tips and tricks you can give for demo companies, and hear where you're going. So,
Sounds
uh,
good.
so you founded Active Network before you did Bump, and that's kind of matured as of today. Tell us the big news.
There was an IPO filed today, so I can't go into the details of it, of course. But
Yeah.
today was a big day for the Active Network.
Nice. So that Active Network does what?
Active is a cloud computing company. It does online registration for athletic events. It does software as a service for enterprise clients. Um, it's a great business that we spent a long time building.
And you personally are really in the active space. You do triathlons. Um, so that's cool. That's exciting.
I do. I love the long distance triathlons recreationally though. I'm not trying to win any of those. It just sort of keeps
Yeah.
you keep your sanity by staying active, especially when you're in the startup environment because it's a 24-hour work day most of the time.
You know I'm kind of curious is we're kind of seeing the pipeline for IPOs open up again. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're hearing a string of these announcements, and now with Active Network, what's going on there?
Well, the value that a lot of the companies that have filed recently is something that has been significant for quite a while, but the capacity for those firms to grow and grow in sustainable fashions with the assistance of public market capitalizations really is, I think, there's some great windows open now for businesses to grow and expand by raising money in the public markets.
And you guys are doing a 150 million IPO at what valuation?
I'm going to leave all of the
Yeah,
IPO questions to the active management team. They're doing an amazing job. I'm the co-founder. I ran their European licensee partner for a while, but I'll defer all my
sure.
questions. With IPO discussions, I'll leave that to the active management team to give you a snapshot of them. They're great guys.
So people can look it up, and that's at active.com. And I think that's a great experience. And let's just talk about a couple lessons of from founding that particular venture into this IPO, and then we'll go into your new venture.
You learn so many lessons in the startup process, and everything effectively is an idea, right? Everything you're looking at right now was once a neuron in someone's brain, and yet now someone can touch it, someone can see it, and there's been such a compression of time necessary to create something new because of the web, because you can reach so many people so quickly through social media, through viral marketing, guerrilla marketing. Ideas, everyone has ideas, and it's the execution of those ideas. It's the alignment with other people that also have the same idea and are working on the same project and joining forces with like-minded individuals, either through mergers, acquisitions, or through just bringing them on the team. And I think one of the lessons that startup entrepreneurs should really focus on is when you see something that someone else is doing, don't consider that a threat because most of the time it's market validation. If an idea's time has come, there will be a lot of people working on it, and you shouldn't be discouraged by that. You should be enthusiastic about it. You should be happy about it, but stay really close to the people who are friendly in the industry, and also stay really close to the people you consider enemies, because I'd say the highest probability is that as markets mature, most of the companies come together.
Yeah, you end up merging and whatnot, and those are the kinds of people you want to be spending time with anyways. So, um,
pick up the phone and call your competition. Try and be as open as you can without revealing too many trade secrets. The reality is most companies that are doing the same thing have very similar playbooks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that it's really a big lesson, I think, for new entrepreneurs is to not it's the kind of, wait, that was my idea. People who are early in their entrepreneurial careers tend to go aggressively against the other people that are thinking the same way they're thinking, when the reality is someone else is thinking about doing what you're doing from an entrepreneurial perspective. It means that the idea's time has come and it's time to do something about it. But action is worth really a billion times more than actually just the idea.
Yeah, and companies companies may have a first mover advantage, but they're not always the winners. It's the ones who run the marathon who win in the long run.
Oh, I agree, and I've participated in this sport called the Ironman, and I like to think that startup businesses and entrepreneurs, especially in the tech sector, really need to operate kind of like a triathlete, because you go as fast as you can in one direction in one sport, swimming, and then you have to change your entire modus operandi to biking and then running, and there's a huge transition involved. And the buzzword pivot is, you've probably heard that circulate.
Yeah.
Companies that can pivot quickly. There's always a set of buzzwords that come around the entrepreneurial circuit, and pivot is the most recent one. And I think really just the capacity to transition your business and to transition and to follow trends and to understand what the market forces are, and to be able to move quickly. I mean, that's the challenge of larger organizations, is it's hard for them to move quickly because you've got committees meeting with committees about who gets to meet in what conference room.
So we personally met at Demo Fall just this past 6 months ago.
Great event.
And I think I queued you up with an interview right before, guys. We're doing huge stuff in the social media space. We had the founder of Groupon there, Andrew Mason, the chairman of Twitter, and then I saw you and Bump Networks, and I saw a license plate, and I was like, "Huh, get over here, let's do an interview." So there it is, and so tell us about Bump.com and what's happened in the last 6 months, and perhaps some of your experiences at Demo.
So I think Demo is an amazing launchpad for any technology company. You always wonder what's the right way to let the world know about your idea, and that includes investors, the news, it includes the consumer sector. And I look back and I think about the amount of activity that we received from Bump as a result of presenting a demo, and it really was exponential. It almost was too much to handle at the time, but it was great. Articles in the London Times and Wired and Mashable, across the board, MIT Review, that came from the fact that the press world really looks to Demo to find those new and unique and innovative technologies. At Bump, we built a reverse messaging platform tied to your unique identifier, which is, again, buzzwords, which basically communicate to the people that like buzzwords what we do, which is a lot simpler than that. The first iteration of our business is very simple. We let people connect with other people through their license plate. So if your license plate is seen either by a camera, a phone, or someone sees it, they can actually literally call that license plate, leave it a voicemail. You can drive into a town and receive a discount at the local hotel. You can drive through a drive-through restaurant and get an order bonus because your order data is now tied to the license plate. So we're sort of creating a real-world cookie out of license plates to approach the automotive industry.
Is it tied in with a GPS system too then? Is that how you can do local tracking?
It is. With the GPS system in the car, no, but the location-based system in the phone.
Mobile device, yeah.
Yeah, we tie into the mobile device. But if people get hung up on that and they say, Bump.com, wow, I can get a message to my license plate, I can find out, someone send me a message, I can send a message. So we're G2V, B2V, and C2V, which is sort of government to vehicle, which means your registration's expired. You need to get something fixed in your car, the brake lights are broken. It's business to vehicle, or you just drove into a drive-through, here's all of your order data and a recommendation of what you should order next. Or you drove into the Charger Stadium parking lot and you're now entered into a contest to win season tickets to next year's Charger game.
Mm-hmm.
It's also consumer to consumer, which is just Good Samaritan or driver reporting. There's never been in history a real world accountability for something where people really should be held accountable. There's never been a way to get a message through to somebody because of the sort of feigned impression of privacy of a driver, and the reality is your license plate's a public document, a public record displayed in a public place, and theoretically you should be able to receive a message through that license plate if you're a consumer. So we've created a private messaging platform for people to receive messages if their car was towed, if their car has something wrong with it, if they have teenage drivers and they want to monitor messages that were sent to that car, or if you're a taxi owner you want to monitor all the messages sent or the locations where your taxis have been spotted.
Interesting, really interesting. So back to demo. You're backstage. You're a good-looking guy, right? So you kind of can check that box off. You got the California tan, so you can check that box off.
You got a little sunburn here waiting for everything.
Half your face is tan. But what I'm trying to get at is we're just meeting with Scott Lipsky, a company that's going to be launching called Photo Rocket. He's like, what do I wear? Just some basic tips when you get on stage. What are some tips you can get kind of rolling back through your mind to have a good presentation on the big stage at demo?
And it is a big stage, not just because the demo stage is a bunch of people in the room who are the heartbeat and really the epicenter of the technology launchpad. Demo really is the epicenter of launching a technology company. I think today that's what Demo has become. It's a phenomenal place, but also it's impactful. And I kept thinking, okay, wait a minute, this video of my presentation is going to live forever on the web.
Yeah.
Everything digital lives forever. But when people go back and I'll tell you that the number of inquiries, we received inquiries from over 27 countries after we launched a demo about launching the bump technology to monitor the location of vehicles, because we also use ALPR, so we read license plates through cameras and images and video cameras,
cool.
digital phones. So a lot of people around the world, from Singapore to Belgium, from Australia, demo brought us that great interest. So you do get nervous, and I think the first thing is to it's almost disarming if you let people know up on stage that you are a little nervous, because it is a launch pad and folks that are watching understand that. But relax. As nervous as you are, the important thing when you're on the demo stage is just to relax and take a deep breath. It's a very short time frame. And the easiest way to relax when you're giving your demo presentation is to make sure that you come in significantly under time budget. And that's the hardest thing to do when you're planning it. But just chop stuff out of your presentation, because the essentials are really all people are going to be able to remember. And if you chop, and I think my original demo speech was 20 minutes, and we just kept chopping, and we came in, I think, 30 seconds under, which was a big accomplishment. And having that deep breath of knowing you're not going to go over is going to be helpful. So cut off a lot, and that'll give you a moment of pause. And also practice and on the big stage. Just so again, summary: don't be nervous and try and relax, but realize that it's a serious impact, and you're talking not just to the demo folks, but you're talking to the entire world.
Yeah, those are some great tips. And then, what about your experience coming off stage? What did you do with your team to leverage that wave that you built?
And that's when we met, right?
Yeah, we caught you just right backstage, and we were trying to get some more exposure for the companies.
Yeah, and it's true. The companies are going to get immediate exposure. When you're going to demo, another thing you definitely should do is print up printed press kits with little dongles that have all your press information.
USB drives. Yeah,
USB drives, excuse me. But you want to actually have a USB drive which has your press information on it, and make sure there's media on it. Make sure there's a video of your company. Make sure there's something about your business. Make sure there's not only a Microsoft Word or a PDF document in that editors around the world can take. That's the same when you're putting out on the wires. But make sure that you have the capacity to give those folks something to take away and something to write about, something to talk about, because you're not going to be able to meet everybody. You're not going to be able to find every press.
So nice logos, anything that they need to make a story and use your branding in it, photos, videos. Give them the tools to make media for you and their stories.
All there at demo, and it's Demos queued it up for you to be successful, and it really is. Everything you don't do at demo is a mistake that you make as an entrepreneur. It's not a demo mistake, because demos filled the room with reporters and venture capitalists. And
Yeah.
we had, I think when we left demo, we had 7 or 8 appointments with venture groups that were interested in funding Bump. We closed our Series A round oversubscribed. We just closed our B2 round oversubscribed. And I think demo was a big part of that.
Awesome. So what's up next? I know you guys have some things coming up. You're heading to South by Southwest. You have some exciting things in the pipeline. So what's cooking?
Well, we have a consumer product launch at South by Southwest for our communication platform. We also have a MMS, a membership management system, that we're launching 2 months later to help auto clubs and car clubs and events that are in the auto industry manage their groups better and more successfully. That's something very exciting to us. We launch our version of AAA, which is the Bump Advantage card, which is a much better, more relevant version of AAA that gives you incredible discounts, free towing, discounts on hotels and car rentals, and more relevant stuff. We're launching that as well, and that's
so it's more than just like customer to customer communication. I could be driving here. I'm at Amore Grill, or at Amore Infused is a new restaurant that I post up at because I help the owner, and he's a good friend of mine. You know, he could use your guys' system to get more customers during happy hour, or how does that work?
Yeah, no. It's, if you look at the future vision of what the world looks like when people have claimed their license plates to receive benefits, and when people now know, and when store owners can now send messages to people, you know, someone can drive right into La Jolla and their license plate can get a discount for the local hotel or a local restaurant. So we are effectively kind of a Groupon that you can't turn off, or we're a Foursquare that you can't turn off based on your license plate and your location. Of course, you can opt out of the system, but the discounts and the benefits will just keep building up for you.
Yeah, you might be doing a road trip and discovery of things that you wouldn't know about.
Completely. You can discover things, you can get messages, and you can choose to opt out of those or choose to make them private and interact with the folks. You know, it all depends on at what point of the customer contact you have with Bump. I mean, some people are just going to come in and register for the Bump Advantage card because they don't want to pay that much for AAA, and they're getting a much better discount package, which is more relevant. Some people are going to love the fact that, you know, they can send a message to someone whose car alarm is going off in front of their restaurant, and they can tell them to turn that car alarm off.
So so people go to bump.com then, and you claim your plate. Is that kind of what I was reading?
Correct. You can claim your plate at bump.com. If you don't have a car, we're actually building a system so people can claim a virtual license plate as well. And yeah, you claim your identity. And
I can claim my longboard and put a little plate on the back of it.
You totally can. You
Okay, that's good. But it's like literally like I'll bring my longboard on the bus. I can basically have Bump attached to my cell phone then, and I can see what discounts or where I'm at then, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
cool. Well, that's cool.
Version 3 gives you local discounts based on your geotag. We're working with some really exciting developers on that product.
So what if companies want to partner up with you, different kinds of technology companies or large chains? You know, we have Starbucks up here in Seattle. How do people reach out for you on the biz dev side? What are you looking for?
They can, of course, send me an email. My email is just mitch.thrower at bump-network.com. Or they can send an email to bizdev@bump, which I'll see. And we've got a ton of opportunities for the commercial sector that we're getting ready to roll out, and we're really excited about. So people do get hung up on this kind of license plate messaging piece of our business, and it really is just a product differentiating factor for us in the commercial services that we're launching.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's a location-aware system, real-time system that you've attached a bunch of different benefits from consumer to consumer communication to, you know, all kinds of new models. What are some different models that people might not, that are just kind of unique?
Well, I mean, what's interesting is what people are, you know, the private beta users are in the system using it for. We found a person was walking around and finding cars with dents in it, and he was sending a memo to them, giving them 50% off to repair the dents in their car, come out to their location and repair the dents.
Oh, interesting.
Kind of a dent repair person. There's of course the romantic piece, the love at first sight, when someone sees someone that they can just call and leave a message and say, hey, this is who I am, and then that tracks back to their Facebook page and their Twitter account. There's drivers that want to let other people know anything, really. I think it's kind of it's the nascent stages of a complete new communication platform. If you think about how crazy it is that we're driving a remote control vehicle around Mars, and yet the only thing we can do to each other is actually honk when we sit for 5 years of lives in a vehicle. 5 years we sit in a metal box and we can't say anything to the people around us. It's just absurd.
Yeah. Well, great. So everybody should go check out bump.com. I want to thank you for your time and thank Christina Kenyon for setting this up. And looks like it's a beautiful day out there in San Diego. People should come down and visit you guys.
Absolutely. We're based in San Diego. It's great to be a demo alumni. We love the demo conference. We can in March, you guys can download your Android app and your iPhone app. You can download. Of course, we disable texting and driving, so you have to use your voice. You can't actually type and drive with our apps.
Well, that's good, but voice to text seems like it's getting there right now, so that makes a lot of sense. So that's Mitch Thrower, CEO and founder of Bump Network Inc. Claim your plate at bump.com. And, Mitch and those guys are a big part of the San Diego community. I know you guys host rooftop events at your space there. You're tied in with South by Southwest. Catch you guys there?
You can catch us here. Catch us South by Southwest. We have a little microcosm right here in San Diego, which is sort of our own mini Silicon Valley right here in San Diego.
Nice. And as a demo alumni, it's kind of a good benefit is to know folks like you and to collaborate. So, well, thanks,
Absolutely.
Mitch.
Anyone involved in demo, reach out. Let us know what your questions or thoughts are. It may take a little while to get back to you because we have so much activity as a result of demo. But absolutely, we're here for you.
So I'll post this video up, and we will sign off now. And let me just hit stop.